Order. Order. Senator Paterson.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Employment, Skills, Small and Family Business, Senator Cash. Can the minister update the Senate about the results of the recent Australian labour force figures for the month of September?
Senator Cash.
Well, thank you very much, Mr President, and I thank Senator Paterson for the question. But I'm going to have to build on what our outstanding Finance Minister has already outlined for the Senate today, and that is that for the month of September we yet again saw the Australian economy creating jobs. And, colleagues, 36 months now consecutively, because of the policies of the Morrison government, the coalition government, every single month we have seen the economy create jobs. That has never ever happened before in Australia's history. We have now seen full-time employment in Australia at record levels. Mr President, we also have a record number of Australians in employment. With the figures for September, we now see almost 13 million Australians, are in employment because of the policies that the coalition government has put in place. We've also seen, though, in the last 12 months in terms of the job creation, over 60% of the jobs that the economy have created, colleagues, have been full-time jobs. Over 60% of the jobs created. And as the Minister for Women is well aware, we also have a record number of women in employment in Australia, including a record number in full-time employment to a record high of over 6,110,000. And since we came to government, we have put in place the policies to ensure that the employers out there, the job creators of the country, they are able to prosper, grow and create more jobs for Australians. Since we were elected to office, we have now, as a government, put in place the policies that have created almost 1.5 million jobs. That is because we understand the benefits of a strong economy.
Order. Senator Cash. Senator Paterson, a supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. How is the Morrison government delivering stable and certain economic growth and ensuring more Australians are given an opportunity to find a job?
Senator Cash.
Well, thank you, Mr President, and it is because we have a plan. We have a plan to continue to ensure that the businesses out there, the job creators in the country, they are able to prosper, grow and create more jobs for Australians. We said to the Australian people that if you elected us on May the 18th, and they did, we would put in place the policies to create an additional 1.25 million jobs over the next 5 years. And we are putting in place the policies to ensure that the economy is able to do that. We are, of course, returning the budget to surplus 2019-20, something those opposite haven't managed to do since 1989. We're also, though, Mr President, we are delivering record infrastructure investment, over $100 billion, because construction, infrastructure investment, it creates jobs.
Order.
But what are we also doing? $158 billion in tax relief for 9 million hard-working Australians.
Senator Cash. Senator Paterson, a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. Minister, I hope the answer to this question is no, but are there any policy risks that you are aware of that could jeopardise these record figures?
Order. Senator Cash.
Well, the answer, Senator Paterson, is actually yes. And it is, of course, the policies of the Australian Labor Party, policies which were comprehensively rejected by the Australian people on the 18th of May, because the Australian people understood $387 billion in additional taxes being imposed on the economy would see job losses in Australia. The reality is that, colleagues, as of the 1st of July this year, if those opposite had been elected, their retiree tax, their superannuation tax and their tax on family businesses would have taken effect. We were elected as a job-creating government, and, Mr President, we will continue to put in place the economic framework and the economic policies to ensure that the businesses out there, because businesses create jobs, are able to prosper, grow and create more jobs for Australians. And again, with today's labour force figures,
Order.
a record number
Senator
of
Cash,
Australians
time for
in
the answers
employment.
expired. Senator Watt.
Thank you, Mr